You'll never guess what I'm about to do. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Crazy, I know. On this channel, that's insane. Um, you'll never guess what I'm eating either. It's chicken and rice with the pineapple, the classic pre-workout fuel. But for real though, getting ready to go to the gym and hit some back, and I'm gonna make it a good one. Yesterday was a cheat meal. I had some Chipotle, and then I also had a leftover pumpkin pie from Costco in my fridge, and I used it for a pre-workout and a post-workout. That was a crazy chest day. Honestly, it would have made a great video, but I was at work for a very long time, and I just had to go into the gym and just get the workout done super fast. Um, I was in there for maybe like 45 minutes actually working out. I got into some conversations with some of the bros, with some of the boys. So I was there for a little while. Um, but usually I only I train 2 body parts per workout. That's what I aim for. So I can kind of hit that, I'd probably say I hit about 1 point, a muscle group like 1.5, 1.75 times a week. The way my split works is I kind of hit a muscle every 4 to 5 days, depending on if I like sprinkle a rest day in there or not. The way, and that brings up a point, which is rest days, which I don't have them scheduled, which I think in a normal context, if you have a set schedule, you should schedule your rest days. But for me, the way my work schedule is, I'm kind of all over the place, right? So my work is manual labor, and sometimes I have short days, sometimes I have long days. And on the shorter days, I'm typically not too exhausted to the point where I can't go to the gym. And on the days where they go longer and I get back too late or something, I'm just like, okay, we'll call it a rest day. And it also helps because if I have a set rest day, let's say I have a set rest day on Sunday, right? And then I have a job on Monday and it shows that it's a short job. And then I go in and learned with my job, never trust what the job says, expect a full day. Sometimes you can just be out for who knows how long and you come back and you're just, there's no making it to the gym. You're too tired. You lifted a bunch of heavy stuff. You walked too far. Some days you just got to eat it and just go. But then there's some days because I'm like, I haven't had a rest day in a few days. I'm not going to go. Now, if I'm at like 6 days in a row, then I'm probably just going to be like, all right, regardless, if I have the day off, if I have work, I'm not going to the gym. But otherwise, the way I rotate my split, by the time I get to, so the way I work out is shoulders, legs, chest, back, repeat. Excuse me. And I'll sprinkle arms in there every once in a while. And if I'm feeling it, like if I'm a little fatigued, I'll throw a dedicated arm day in there. And I might be bringing those back, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Probably for the bulk. Otherwise, right now we're just kind of maintaining what we already built. But back to what I was saying. By the time I've ran through all of those days, my shoulders should be completely recovered. So by the time I'm at day 5, well, my shoulders aren't tired, so I'm going to go to the gym. Now, there's other factors leading into rest days, which could just be overall accumulated fatigue, stress, life, etc., right? But I haven't ran into any of those issues. I've continued to grow. Would I grow more? Probably, maybe. But until I see a reason to actually go to that, then I think I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. Anyway, I think my food is starting to get cold, so I'm going to throw that down. And actually, I think just going over what I'm going to do at the gym really quick, I think I'm going to start with T-bar rows. I haven't done those in a minute, and they feel really good. I did some experimenting with the Smith rows and the barbell rows, and those are feeling kind of interesting. I like them a lot, but right now I just really want to get something I know I get a good connection with. So I'll probably start with T-bar rows and then possibly go into Smith rows I don't know why. I kind of have this like special connection with the Smith machine right now, and I'm just really loving it. And yeah, we'll probably do something on the Smith machine too. But you can expect me to start with T-bar rows. So I will see you guys at the gym in a few seconds. All right, we are wasting no time, just getting straight into today's back workout. Starting off with some T-bar rows. These are great. You can load them pretty heavy and get a really nice deep contraction in the back. At least for me, I feel it just because I can kind of tuck my arms to my side a little bit more. And if you want to hit more of your upper back, you can just kind of send your elbows out to the side. So you hit more of the rhomboids and upper traps. Another variation of this movement is a chest supported T-bar row. This gym doesn't have that, but I'm not a big fan of that one because I just feel like I can't breathe and it pushes into my sternum and I don't really feel like I can get as much weight. So if it was a chest supported, I might do it towards the end of the lift. But when it's just like this, when it's kind of moving up and down and you just lean over like a basic bent over row, they feel perfect. They feel amazing. And honestly, I would choose them over a barbell row, I would say 75% of the time, for sure. Here you can see we're going into a drop set on the last set here. Only doing 3 sets of these. I think that's more than enough, kind of if you're going heavy. 3 sets for me is plenty. So we're just stripping a plate off each time all the way down to 2. With my drop sets, I don't really worry about how many reps. I just get as many as I can on each drop, and then depending on how I feel, I'll do another drop or not. Sometimes I'll do 1 drop, sometimes I'll do 3. Really depends on the day. I wanted to do seated cable rows, but they both got taken right as I was done, so I moved over to this single arm machine row. And as you can see, I'm gripping the handle lower. This is going to make the movement a little bit harder, so we're going to start in the harder position at the beginning of the set. This is just due to the lever arm being closer to that pivot point, making the weight a little bit heavier, 1 arm at a time, 12 reps per side. Really just letting that shoulder go forward and stretching the lat, and then getting a nice tight squeeze at the end range of motion. You can do these while standing. I find that I'm able to do a little bit more weight supporting with my opposite arm on the chest pad there and leaning back a little bit, and then with 1 foot on the footrest. And then you can see here on the second set, the back is absolutely popping through the shirt, which is amazing to see for me and for you guys. And you'll see here there's a drop set on this set, and I made it a mechanical drop. So we're not taking any weight off, but instead we'll grip the handle higher. So we're extending that lever arm to make the weight a little bit lighter. This is just an easier way to do a drop set. I can just move straight into the drop instead of getting off and taking a plate off and doing the same thing. That's totally fine if you want to do it that way, but for today we just reset, grip the handle at the highest point, and then also hit the lats in a slightly different way. Good finisher for the rowing movements today, just pumping it out. But while we have this little free time here, let me know what some of your favorite back movements are. I would be interested to hear that, and if you have any that you don't see in today's workout that you think I should try. I'm always open for new movements and experimenting in the gym, expanding my lifting arsenal. Next, we're moving on to some V-bar pull downs. Haven't done these in a while and thought they would feel nice. As you can see, we have a little bit of some Kim K action going on with the back, and I adjust that mid-set and change up my form a little bit. You can see in the upper left that my reps do go down, but I switch. My back is no longer arched. I flexed my core. I realized it wasn't engaged. This just helps you kind of focus more on your lats and just not really put a lot of stress and swinging the weight as much. You can see my butt's coming off the pad a little bit, but keep your core flexed down and squeeze. It's going to make the movement harder. You probably won't be able to do as much weight, but you'll get more of a contraction on the lats and you can get a better stretch as well. Going into a little drop set here, nothing crazy. I think I only did one drop. I didn't re-wrap the straps, just wanted to get straight into it and just finish off the lats with these V-bar pull downs. Now, these were kind of new to me. Straight bar pull downs. Haven't really done too many overhand pull downs in a while. They kind of focus more on your upper back a little bit. Unfortunately, my back was a little fatigued at this point, so this weight was a little bit too much for me. So I just tried to grind out 10 reps and then lowered the weight by 1 pin. And then, if you guys know what I'm talking about, for some reason, this weight on the stack the cable was like rubbing against something, making the movement pattern just feel grindy. But otherwise, this weight would have been fine. So I had to move down another pin, which this weight tracked very well, but it was a little bit too light, so I couldn't have done a drop set. Thinking back now, looking at it, I could have done a rest pause, which would have been a great idea, but I just did the 15 reps instead. Got a good burnout. The lats were on fire at this point. Really like this movement, and I might throw it in a few more times to get some more upper back in my training. And then final movement of today's back workout is some rope pullovers. Great way to finish off the back with a nice stretch and squeeze. Really just trying to tuck the lats behind, like get the elbows tucked into the sides, and then I really should hold more at the top to get the stretch at the end. That's something I need to work on towards the end of my workouts, which is really focus on stretching the muscle and allowing more blood into it, just to fill it up and engorge it with blood and really get as much out of my pump as possible. But still good work nonetheless. Last set here, 3 reps shy of the last set, and I do make it a drop set. For any of you wondering, in the little notes on the side for the exercises, if you ever see the little letters in parentheses like drop set or rest pause or something, that's exclusively on the last set. So it's not a drop set for every set, it's just the last one. It's what I've always done. It works for me, so I'm going to keep doing it that way. But yeah, at this point in the workout, we're really just trying to exhaust everything out of the lats that we can and the back and just fill it up with blood so we can get an epic pump. And we're just repping it out here, and then we'll move on to the pose down.
All right, so that is a wrap on today's back workout. I really hope you can hear me. Unfortunately, I left my microphone kit at my house, so if you're not hearing this audio, you're hearing some kind of audio in the post-workout editing process, I guess. My brain's fried. Let's check out the pump. Should be pretty good. It feels good. Actually, let's check it through the shirt first. So far, so good. It's always a good sign when it's hard to get out of your shirt. It's just drenched in sweat. Ooh. Oh yeah, here. Let's do some of that post, oh, that's a little too dirty. There we go. All right. Not too bad if I do say so myself. So I'm not sure if there will be a car talk, but I will see you at some point post-workout. This was a really good back day. Unfortunately, I had to modulate it a little bit from my original plan. Some people were using machines that I wanted to use. Some movements that sounded like a good idea before I started the workout. Kind of changed my mind when I got to the gym, so I changed it up a little bit. But we still got our 12 sets in, got a great lift, and got a good pump too. So, as always, I'm gonna finish off with some calves, and then I'll see you when I see you.
So that was an unfortunate blunder there, forgetting my microphone to the gym. So now I have to remember to check my bag every time I go, so that doesn't happen again. So you guys can actually see or hear what I'm trying to say for the post-workout pump. But, you know, honestly, we saw the important stuff. We saw the juicy pump. I think the cheat meal from yesterday definitely lingered over and definitely enhanced the back workout a little bit. And I started off with the heavy T-bar rows. Those felt great. I've been working a lot over the past few months on my mind-muscle connection in my back, and those felt amazing. And then I initially wanted to do the Smith machine rows that was being used. I was going to go to the seated cable row as soon as I packed up all my stuff and re-racked my weights, because I am a respectful gym member, which you all should re-rack your weights too. Both of the seated cable rows got taken. I was like, that is unfortunate. So we moved on to the standing or seated, whatever, single arm machine rows, which those feel great. Like I was saying in my leg video, I need to work on more single leg stuff. Need to do the same for my back, because I do have an imbalance in my back, and I've been neglecting it for a long time. I've kind of been like, I'll just keep packing on mass for a while, and then at some point, I'll fix the imbalances. Maybe the point is right now. Maybe today's workout was sending me a message saying, hey dude, I know you want to just go heavy, but maybe you should focus on some imbalances. So that's, I think we started a new arc just now. Anyway, moving on. Just to kind of go over what I was talking about in the the posing portion of the video, how I had to modulate my workout because people were using my machines. If you go into the gym, and this is if you've been lifting for, I'd say, over 2 years, and somebody's using the machine that you want to do, like that you want to use, like let's say it's the beginning of the lift, right? Or actually, no, it's okay to wait a little bit, like you can go warm up or something. If you're like halfway through your lift and you're moving on to the seated cable row and they just get taken, I can understand. You get upset and you're just like, your back workout is now ruined. You have to restructure everything or sit down and wait. Don't wait. Just go switch it up, man. Try a new movement. Learn something new. Go to another movement that you maybe haven't done in a while. You don't always have to do the same movements on the plan from week to week. If that's your thing, I get it. You want to do the same thing every week. You want to, lift for the logbook. That's cool, right? But we have to be adaptable. We have to be able to accommodate to our surroundings. Sometimes you don't get the machine you want. That's just life, man. And what are you going to do? Big dog the person off the machine? That's not cool. So switch it up. Try some new stuff out. You might find something that you actually really like. And I actually kind of like that approach, using fewer movements per workout. I think I talked about this before. Doing fewer exercises per workout, but having a larger arsenal of movements that you can switch through. So for back, right, there's many things you can do. Like there's many row variations, many pull down variations, there's pull over variations. And you can even get crazy with it and start doing single arm row variations, single arm pull down variations, single arm pull over variations, right? That's getting way too crazy, right? So let's keep it simple. Have a variety of movements that you can choose from so that you're not limited by those specific machines. I understand if your gym only has a certain amount of equipment, but on those days where you go when it's busy, unless you're one of the lucky few that gets to go during the slow hours and you can just use whatever you want, you're gonna have to change it up, right? So find some different types of rows. I like, maybe 2, 3, even 4 different kinds that you can start off with and go heavy. And then, you can go into more of the isolation, slow and controlled. You get what I'm saying, right? You need to have a tool belt of different movements for every muscle in the body that you can deploy during different workouts. And those movements are going to do different things, but overall, right, in a workout, if we're hitting those 8 to 12 sets per muscle per workout, we're just trying to accumulate overall damage. And so many people are like, well, I've already done my rows, now I have to do my pull downs, and I did my pullovers, but I still have 4 sets left, so what do I do? Well, let's look at it this way. With a muscle where you can only really do one type of movement, like the bicep, I want you to try to think of a different movement pattern besides a curl. You're really just doing different types of curls. It's barbell curls, easy curls, preacher curls, dumbbell curls, hammer curls, rope curls, cable curls, whatever. They're just curls. So if you're looking at your back or your legs or your whatever, as long as you're hitting those movements and you're accumulating the damage, we're not powerlifters, right? We're just trying to break the muscle down. We're trying to do that as effectively as possible. Now, exercise variation is important, but I've also stated sometimes if a movement feels good, just stick with it until it doesn't in the workout. You might have like 8 sets for a workout. You might just be on the seated cable row and you're just like, damn, these are feeling really good. I don't see any reason to get off. Like, I'm just going to stay here. And if you go check out your pump at the end, more likely than not, the movements that are feeling good that you really connect with are the ones that are going to give you the best workout. So, take what you will with that information. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm not a scientist. You probably shouldn't listen to me. I'm just telling you what I do and what works for me. You can try it out. You can not try it out. I definitely don't have the best program for anyone out there. I just do what works. I listen to other people that are better than me, and I implement some of the things that they say, try them out, see if they work. Some of it works for me, some of it doesn't. That's okay. I'm an individual. I'm different than them. I have things that work for me and things that don't. Same for you. Best program out there is the one that you're going to stick to and the one that motivates you and keeps you coming back to the gym. So just remember that. I appreciate all of you guys, and I can't wait to see you when I see you. Goodbye.